stopped to wonder how Amazon gets a package to your door in just 2 days without their entire global system just collapsing into total chaos? Well, welcome to today's Explainer. We're getting right into it. Today, we're stripping away the magic and reverse engineering what is literally one of the most massive operational successes in human history. We're going to uncover the billion-dollar habit that's hidden behind every single Amazon delivery. And trust me, by the end of this, you are never going to look at your career or your company's workflows the exact same way again.
Okay, let's just think about the sheer mind-boggling scale of the Amazon ecosystem for a second. Picture those massive, multi-layered logistics facilities. Every single second, thousands of products are being ordered. You've got thousands of employees and thousands of automated robots making these literal split-second decisions. Delivery vans and cargo planes are constantly taking off. And yet, despite this astronomical, chaotic volume, you almost always get exactly what you ordered right on time, right? So how do they actually pull this off without it turning into a catastrophic mess? Is it just because they hire incredibly smart people? Is it just ultra-fast technology? Well, actually, no. It's something way more foundational than that.
To really understand their secret, we kind of have to shift our perspective entirely, because Amazon doesn't really sell books or laptops or groceries. What Amazon actually sells is predictable customer experiences. Whether you're buying a tiny $5 charging cable or a huge $2,000 TV, they are promising you absolute consistency. And here's the golden rule of operations. True, reliable operational consistency is mathematically impossible unless you understand exactly how the work flows from point A to point B.
So to build that predictable ecosystem, let's deconstruct the actual Amazon workflow step by step. Honestly, it looks pretty simple when you just list it out. You receive the order, check the inventory, pick and pack it, dispatch it, and finally deliver it. But here's the catch. Every single one of those 5 steps is supported by dozens of deeply interconnected business processes. If literally just one of those micro steps is left to chance, the entire customer journey completely falls apart.
And that brings us to the absolutely crucial point here. Amazon doesn't try to manage chaos. No way. They meticulously map every single process to manage flow. Before they even think about introducing artificial intelligence or before they build some fancy new robot, they physically and visually map the work out. They map out every important process before they even attempt to improve it. They need to see that continuous visual movement of work to guarantee that predictable journey we just talked about. This is exactly what separates the absolute amateurs from the high-performing organizations. Just imagine the contrast. On one hand, you've got teams that are totally stressed out, drowning in paperwork, sitting in chaotic meetings, sending endless email chains, and basically just guessing at how to fix a problem. That's managing chaos. But on the flip side, what does a high performer do? They rely on a professional process map. They use clear data, visual inputs and outputs, and aligned teams. They aren't just randomly jumping to unmapped solutions, they are visualizing the actual facts. Because at the end of the day, guessing is for amateurs, seeing is for high performers.
Now, what's really fascinating here is how a simple process map takes these vague, emotional, operational opinions and turns them into actionable, undeniable facts. When you take the time to map a process, you completely stop guessing. You instantly reveal exactly where a specific task begins and exactly who definitively owns it. You can literally pinpoint where the delays and the bottlenecks are hiding. You see exactly which of those rigid, bureaucratic approvals are slowing your entire team down. And most importantly, you find the exact point where your customers are experiencing frustration. It takes all the emotion right out of the problem solving.
But of course, Amazon doesn't just draw a map on a whiteboard and walk away. They turn it into a continuously measurable dashboard. I mean, just think about maintaining a 94.6% overall process performance score at that massive scale. It's wild. By visualizing the process, they can constantly monitor it in real time. They are constantly asking questions like, can we remove this step? Can we automate this approval? How do we shrink that tiny 5.4% defect rate even further? Every single improvement they make is born directly from this extreme level of visibility.
And the results of this extreme visibility? They are staggering. Let's talk about the hard data for a second, because the numbers don't lie. By obsessing over process maps, organizations can drive a 34% increase in quality, boost their automation capabilities by 28%, and literally slash operational costs by 18%. This data perfectly proves the most foundational business rule you will ever learn. You simply cannot improve what you cannot clearly see.
Now let's contrast that incredible success story with the visceral, ugly reality of what happens when operations completely lack a process map. Visualize a massive, broken, leaking pipeline for a second, because honestly, that's exactly what unmapped work actually looks like. You've got bottlenecks completely jamming up the flow, red alarms going off everywhere, overloaded employees literally tearing their hair out, and quite literally, your time, your money, and your customer goodwill are just leaking out of the cracks.
When you don't map your workflows, your company inevitably suffers from these exact symptoms. We're talking widespread duplicate work where two different teams are unknowingly doing the exact same thing. You get massive communication gaps. Basic approvals that should take minutes end up taking weeks. Your rework and defect rates just absolutely skyrocket. And the result? Your operational costs balloon completely out of control. Now, most companies look at these symptoms and immediately just blame their employees. But I want to share a really hard truth with you here. Good people working diligently inside broken workflows are still going to produce poor, costly outcomes.
This logical contrast is pretty much everything. Think about Company A. They believe that to get better results, they just need to push their people to work faster, work harder. But working faster in a broken system just leads to more errors, massive burnout, and really unhappy customers. Then you have Company B, the Amazon way. They think entirely differently. They improve the process itself. By fixing the underlying workflow, your people don't actually have to work harder, but you still achieve faster delivery, fewer errors, and incredibly high customer satisfaction. It's a total game changer.
I really want to let that sink in for a second. The real competitive advantage in today's market isn't just raw speed. It isn't just rushing out to buy the latest AI software. It is process intelligence. It's that absolute, unwavering discipline of understanding the work entirely before you even attempt to change it.
And here is exactly why this matters directly to you. This analytical mindset, it isn't exclusive to Amazon Logistics, not at all. Process mapping is really the universal language that connects every single industry. Whether you're in a hospital managing complex healthcare flows, working in IT, streamlining finance, overseeing a massive construction site, or running manufacturing operations, your ability to visualize the work directly determines your ability to actually improve it. And mastering this visualization methodology does way more than just fix your company. It completely transforms you. Professionals who truly understand process mapping elevate themselves entirely. They step right out of the daily operational chaos and become these elite problem solvers. They become the leaders and the decision makers who can actually fix the root causes of business failure. And doing that directly skyrockets your own career trajectory and your value in the marketplace.
So to build that kind of personal value, you really need to follow a proven 6-step transformation. It all starts with simply identifying an operational problem. Then, you map the process to find the actual truth. You analyze that workflow, you implement a highly targeted improvement, you drive tangible business results, and ultimately, step 6, you unlock massive career growth. The professionals who can consistently execute this sequence, they will always remain incredibly valuable, totally regardless of changing technology or whatever the market trends are doing.
So how do you actually go about building this billion-dollar skill set? Well, let's walk through some of the globally recognized training paths provided by Spoclearn. If you're in operations, Lean Six Sigma is pretty much your gold standard for mastering process mapping and waste reduction. Or, if you need to stop those annoying recurring problems, root cause analysis teaches you how to expose those hidden failures. For designing workflows across entire departments, you're going to want business process management. And finally, if you're leading complex, large-scale initiatives, certifications like PMP and ITIL give you the exact process-based governance frameworks you need to succeed. Getting certified essentially proves that you have the capability to design success rather than just hoping for it.
All right, we've covered a ton of ground today, from the mind-blowing scale of Amazon's warehouses to the specific actionable frameworks that can elevate your own career. The world's leading organizations, they don't improve by chance, they improve by design. Every massive operational improvement, and honestly every massive leap in your career, begins with one simple, powerful question. How does the process actually work? Can you answer that question for your organization right now? If not, well, it might just be time to check out Spoclearn, get certified, and become the person who can. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I will see you on the next one.